Guys, Bitcoin is exploding to the upside right now. Look at this massive run all the way from 109. I think we went into the 108s down here, and we're now at 118k. Just a reminder of how quickly things can shift in this space. And the SMC bot, what an amazing call from the SMC bot here. It flashed a buy signal around 109.6. And we've not had a sell signal from the SMC bot all the way up. So absolutely phenomenal call. If you're not following the Twitter, guys, I did post on here that the SMC bot had given us a buy signal. I posted it on my Twitter. It's completely free at 110k, 110.3k. You can see here it's just started to break out. We had the buy signal down here after the last sell signal around 113k. And it just rocketed. It's been up only since then. We've been absolutely printing off that long. So congratulations if you took that, guys. Obviously, this was at 116. I've made a lot more than this now. The price is now at 118 today. And I think it might even go higher. So we're going to talk about what I'm doing with this trade, when I'm taking profits, when I'm next going to take a short position. So let's get into it. Over $581 million was liquidated from the market. So a lot of people were so bearish back down here, right? A lot of people were bearish just before the SMC gave a buy signal. And this is quite normal, right? Retail tend to dump or short the market when they see red candles, and they tend to sort of long when they see green candles, which is why we can see these explosive moves right now. A lot of retail will be longing up here, right? They weren't longing down here. So the longs start to build up and build up and build up because they see the markets going up, and then it comes down and liquidates them all, right? They get too frothy. It comes back for everyone. Same when we were short, everyone was short in here, right? And expecting it to go down. All the shorts were piling up. There was an unusual amount of shorts this time, okay? So there was a lot of big KOLs who were short in the market. One of them was Nansen, who was actually calling for a top and saying gut says 100k. So Nansen was convinced that we were about to go down to 100k next. And it wasn't just this trade. He also was longing XPL, which had pumped. It was a new altcoin that had pumped like crazy, which had a massive FDV, terrible utility. And he was longing that, and he was short in Ethereum. And Ethereum, of course, had a massive dump. So, it's very strange to see this from people who have been in the space quite long, but this was quite a big sentiment on socials. When I was looking around socials, I could see loads of people were long in XPL. People were selling their A-star to go and long XPL. I didn't quite understand it. And they were short in Ethereum after obviously it was at support and had a massive dump. So very, very unusual. I was short in XPL. Now, I don't want to say I'm a genius, guys. As you know, I was using the SMC bot, and the SMC bot said to sell XPL. It said, to go short. And it said to long ETH, right? I even posted about it on my X. I said it's not confirmed until tonight, but the SMC bot is trying to flip back to a daily buy on ETH. So there was, obviously this is the daily time frame, so on the hourly or 4 hourly, there was a buy signal on the hourly or 4 hourly, which is obviously going to be earlier. And then the daily is big confirmation. If you get a buy on the daily signal, it's usually followed by a massive move. And it tends to be day after day after day, sometimes week after week as well. So very, very good if we get a daily close. We did end up closing on a daily. I think Ethereum is much higher than this now. It closed yesterday, I believe. This was 4285 at the time, so it might even be 4.4k or something at the moment. So the SMC bot kind of helps me snap out of this bullishness, bearishness. This was a fake out, right? So you see here where we had the sell signal. I mean, if you took that, you would have made quite a lot of money anyway. But then it flipped back and said, hey, look, the trend is starting to shift. And the market does flip-flop. And when you see this as retail, if you don't have the SMC bot, when you see the price starting to tank like this, it's very easy to get sucked into this trap, right? It's called a bear trap, where you look at it, you see red candles, you're losing supports, and then you're like, maybe we are going to come down here to 3K, to 3.3K, whatever, the next level of support. But, we held these highs here and we bounced off it, and then we ended up moving to the upside. So the SMC bot's not always going to be right. It just helps me snap out of this bearish mentality. It stops me from short in red candles and short in dumps, and prevents me from long in pumps. Okay, so let's move on. What else do we have here? So I've got another. So we got BTC on the weekly here. So let's actually look where we're going on a larger time frame, because we're still trying to break out this broadening wedge. We've broken out of it very, very early. Okay, so quite a bullish sign. It couldn't keep us down. There was, I was even talking about potentially we could come down here. Okay, but I said we do need to lose the 108, 109, and it held, right, guys? It held a support multiple times. We've tried to pierce it. We couldn't get through, and now it's starting to break to the upside. We're still on a buy signal on the weekly time frame from the SMC, so we've still not had a sell signal from the SMC. We're still in this bull run trend line. The trend is your friend. We're still trending to the upside. It would have been nice to come down here and then go into Q4. So it would have been nice to come down to 100K and then go to Q4. Doesn't have to happen. And again, the SMC is going to guide us, right? If we're sitting here hoping that it comes down to 100K, the SMC is actually going to say, hey, buddy, you're getting a bit bearish here, mate. Actually, it looks like it's about to pump, right? So it helps us snap out of that mentality. It does look like we're going to make a break higher here. Now, I want to see the weekly candle. So you can see here the weekly candle. I want to see this hold above this broadening wedge here. See this broadening wedge in the red. I want to see it hold above in 3 days and 15 hours. So I want to see a weekly close above this. If we get a weekly close above this, there's no reason why we can't push up to 120 to 130K, right? So I'm really interested in 130K as a target level for this breakout. It would wreck a lot of shorts. So many people started shorting down here, looking for 100K. Technically, you could argue the price should have moved, but we never hit this top resistance, right? We did come down to this support last time, but we hit the top resistance first, and we didn't quite hit this top resistance this time. So, are we going to deviate here, come back and try and go for this top resistance before we come down back to the downside? Time will tell. So if we get a close over here in 3 days and 15 hours, I'm going to be bullish for more upside. Now, the things that are on our side here, if we look down at the RSI, so you see down here, we can see the RSI. Last time the RSI was oversold, we had this massive move to the upside, right? Huge move to the upside. On the weekly time frame, RSI came down, completely oversold. Don't forget, we went into fear as well. I did post in my Discord saying, guys, when we come down to fear, it usually lasts 8 to 12 days max, right? We don't stay in fear very long. The smart money, the whales, they start to load up, they start to accumulate, and it usually does last 8 to 10 days. And the RSI was reset, and you can see here, the RSI went completely oversold, started to flip, and now it's started to move into an uptrend, right? So we still have a long way to go, a lot of room to breathe on the RSI. See how we went up here week after week after week after week after week, and the RSI just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. And it wasn't until it started to hit the overbought levels up here where we started to get quite a big pullback, right? So are we about to see the RSI start to climb back to the top side here? It's very possible, guys. It's very possible. We start to climb up like this. Now, what I would love to see here for a potential take profit area, so take some profits off the table, and to also look for a short entry. Notice how the yellow candle, so on the SMC bot, it will give you a yellow candle on the weekly time frame and the dailies and the 4 hourlies, but the weekly is so solid. It's very rare that you get a weekly yellow candle and the price doesn't tank. So, we did actually short this, but I ended up hitting my stop loss from the scam wick. But yeah, what an absolute move that would have been to the downside. Again, sorry, we did actually short this. It wasn't this one that scam wicked me. It was this one. We did actually short here. We made a lot of money shorting. It was this one. You see how it scammed back to the upside. So I did enter a short here on this yellow candle. And, it scammed us before ending up going to the downside. So we don't have a yellow candle printing. Obviously, this candle still has 3 days, 15 hours. And this has been really consistent. So I would be interested in seeing a move like this potentially and looking for that yellow candle to actually take some profits on that trade and then flip into a short position, just as we did here. And if I get the confluence on the RSI, so if I see the yellow candle and I see that we're completely overbought, and we're back up here, what happened the last time? Downtrend. What happened the last time? Downtrend. Plus we had the yellow candle as the backup confluence. We're also at a level of resistance as well, right? Resistance. This would potentially be resistance. So we would have 3 signs here that we're potentially going to reject and come back down. And then that would be an epic opportunity for me to take a very large short position. Yeah, really interested in that for a potential trade setup. Short time frames, when am I going to take more profit from my long positions? Because I'm in a long on ETH, I'm in a long on Bitcoin. I'm in a long on Aster as well. As you guys know, I've been in that for a long time now. Aster's coming up, guys. We need to do another video on this because it looks like it's going to break to the upside. Look at this, beautiful, guys. It's still trying to push up even after this massive rally here today. So if I was day trading or if I was taking some profits right now, there's no reason to act. The price isn't going to be able to crash without giving us a sell signal, right? So maybe we move up like this, maybe we trend back to the SMC, maybe we bounce off it like this, or maybe we don't, right? Maybe we break below. If we break below, we're going to get a sell signal. But why would I rush into this? Why not just wait for the SMC bot to guide me, right? Why not just wait for it to give me a sell signal? And maybe that's now, maybe that's at 120k, maybe that's at 125k. This is why I love the bot, right? I don't need to panic. I don't need to overthink. The price can't do this to me because, you know, it's going to have to give me a sell signal before that happens. And the trend is your friend, right? The music is playing, we keep dancing. So yeah, just chilling. I'm in longs. I'm still long. I think we might push much higher here. We're so close to 120k now. You know, almost 1k away. Why wouldn't we go up and liquidate the shorts at 120k? We're probably going to get a lot more shorts adding at 120k. New short entries opening at 120k. So yeah, trend is your friend. I'm not going to react until we see a sell from the bot. I do think when we get a sell from the bot, from the SMC, but I do think we are going to come down for quite a big downtrend, maybe something similar like this, because we've been going up for so long now, and a lot of people will start to open longs, start to get bullish again. And when we do get that sell, we might see quite an aggressive pullback. It doesn't mean we can't go higher. It just means that it would be a great time for me personally to take some profits off my longs and flip into a short. What I may be interested in, so the price is moving up like this, right? And the SMC moving average is like this. What I may be interested in is if we get a sell here, so the SMC bot gives us a sell, what I might do is leave my longs open, but take some profits off the long positions, right? Take some more profits off the longs. So I've won. Whatever happens, I move my stop losses to entry on my long position, so I can't lose. And I've already won because I've already taken some profits. I don't know, maybe I take 30%, maybe I take 40%, we'll see. And I'll maybe open a short position on BTC as well, right? So maybe I open a short and just see what happens. See how much we come down for a potential day trade, right? Because I'm still looking for that weekly time frame to close above here and push much higher. And I'm looking for my big short position when we get these yellow candles flash on the SMC bot, right? And we still don't have that. I'll also say, guys, another bullish thing here is you notice how this candle is gray. So normally you go gray, see how the candle's gray, green, green. This is kind of your warning sign that a yellow is potentially going to be approaching very soon. And then you hit the yellow and then it's lights out into a downtrend, right? Into our pullback. A great opportunity. So, you know, not only did you make a lot of money taking the long position here, right? So you made huge money taking the long. You know, you're wondering, oh, when do I take profits? Is it pumped? Are we coming down? You know, socials are getting bearish. People are starting to short. When we don't really need to panic, right? Because we go grey, green, 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 yellow, top of our resistance, RSI, completely overbought, yellow candle tells us we're about to dump. Easy trade, right? Now I take profits from my longs, I flip into short. Bang, we're at support, RSI is completely oversold. We're back into fear, back into extreme fear. Bang. Very, very simple, really. It does, when you zoom out and look at the weekly, it's a lot easier, right? This is why I'm constantly telling you guys to flick between different time frames, try and zoom out from the hourlies, the 4 hourlies. People keep saying, what's going on with Aster? What's going on with Aster? Guys, we're like 500% in profit. And it's been what? We're in week 2. You know, these things take time. You can't expect a 2,000% return in your second week. I don't even think it's been 2 weeks yet, right? So if in doubt, zoom out. The weekly candles on Aster, there's literally 2 candles. And we're like, when's more gains? When's more gains? You know, these things take time, and if in doubt, zoom out. And yeah, we're still on the grey, right? Even back here, grey into green, and then eventually we had the yellow. So I'll probably be a bit more worried or start being a bit more vigilant when we flip into green. Okay, so if this goes grey into green, then I'm going to be looking for that yellow candle to take profits and flip into a short position. As you know, if we do push up to 130, guys, there's going to be so much liquidity to grab to the downside. You know, so many people are going to be opening longs. And it could go either way, right? I mean, maybe this is the start of that final blow off top, that Q4 blow off top, which everyone keeps talking about. Is it guaranteed? No. But, we do have a crypto White House. We do have BlackRock shilling. We've got even CZ has come out and said that we're going to see a Q4 pump, which he rarely does. He doesn't do stuff like that. So, we've got all the ETFs launching in the next few months. Did they really plan did they really delay these ETFs on purpose because there's a Q4 coming? FTX have been giving people their stable coins back to chuck back into the market. It feels a little bit orchestrated right now, and it's quite good that we have a lot of people that are bearish. Okay, it's really good that we have a lot of people who are bearish because this gives us room to keep going higher, right? A lot of money to potentially liquidate, and a lot of these people are they were calling for 118k top now, which we've blasted through. They'll be calling for 120k top, and we might just continue higher here, especially as we have been lagging the Nasdaq, we've been lagging gold, we've been lagging the M2 money supply. There's so many things that we've been lagging that we need to catch up on, right? The Nasdaq has been going up in a straight line, and Bitcoin has just been going sideways since May, right? It was 109k the other day, and that was the same price it was in May, whilst the Nasdaq is up like 20%, guys. We're massively lagging, and it's very unusual. It's almost like it's been suppressed or something, because we should have at least followed gold, and we should have at least followed the Nasdaq, but we haven't. So I don't know. It feels like it maybe have been suppressed. And it does feel like we are starting to move higher here now. Seasonality-wise, we're always pretty good as well. We had a green September. We finished on a green September. Historically, we should have a green October, a very green October. Government just shut down, very bullish. Nearly every time the government has shut down, we've pushed higher. People were talking about government shutdown being bearish, but, more times than not, the S&P has actually really rallied after the government shutdown. I think nearly every time in the last 10, 20 years. So yeah, everything looks good right now. Everything looks bullish right now. And I am sort of targeting on higher prices. Guys, if you want to get the SMC bot yourself, if you want to join our Discord, you can see all of my buy and sell alerts. You can see all of the leverage trades we're taking. We're tracking smart money. We're tracking insiders. We're tracking the market makers. A market maker actually went long on ETH, which is one of the reasons we opened. Another reason we opened a long on ETH is we found on chain that a market maker just opened a massive long on ETH, and we took it. And it's funny. It's so funny that the price of ETH literally rocketed up the next day and started to pump. So, ETH might even start to push into a new all-time high in the next few weeks, guys. And I don't think many people are ready for that. I don't think many people are prepared for that. So, yeah, if you want to join the Discord, head over to my X. You can find the name here. Type that into Twitter, and then that's going to take you to my page. Click this link here, and then you can join the Patreon, which will give you access to the Discord. And you also get this SMC bot in your own trading view. And it works on all assets, right? You just literally click the asset you want to look at, maybe Solana, maybe you want to go and look at the market, maybe you want to go and look at stocks. Just click the asset you want to look at. Stocks I would do on a weekly time frame because they move a lot slower. And then it's just going to literally print to the chart, right? Amazing calls as well. Look at this on NVIDIA. It gave a sell signal. Price came down 50%. Buy signal. Price came up from $16. It gave a buy signal. And the price moved all the way up to $190 from $16. Absolutely crazy. We had a bit of a deviation here. We gave a sell. I mean, you wouldn't have been angry if you took that because it did fall quite a lot, but then it flipped back into a buy signal to let you know the trend was shifting. So, yeah, it works on stocks and crypto. If you want to get that, guys, head over to the X, jump in with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of these notifications. That's it for now. And none of the information in this video is financial advice, so do your own research. Investing in crypto is highly risky. You can lose all of your money investing in anything, and I'm not a financial advisor, so always do your own research first. Until then, I'll catch you in the next one.